Deep within our hearts, we are like children and we like to be told what these standards are. Before we get into SOP for You Incorporated, my name is Tina Leader. In case you don't know, please subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, comment on what you truly feel about my SOP for You Incorporated. So I was recently talking to this woman who's telling me about this guy she's going out with is absolutely horrible, but she really likes him and he doesn't really answer her messages back. And then my question was why? And I don't even know her that well, right? And she said, well, no, you don't understand. I think he's ideal for me. And I was like, okay, this guy is ideal on paper, even though he's not treating you right. So is this, the way he's treating you, is that ideal to you? And she's like, of course, no, that's not ideal. That's the one thing that I want to change. Okay, so I suggested this 3-step process in which has helped me a lot personally. So I might have been overstepping my boundaries, but she was being very open and she was actually very receptive. When somebody comes into your life, right, it doesn't matter, coworkers, friends, a significant other, even your family members, right? If you don't have a set of standards in which if you want to interact with me, if you want to be in my presence, then this is what I expect from you. What you expect of others, people cannot, as a leader, because you are the CEO of You Incorporated, you as the leader of your own life have to set those standards. You have to lead by example. So here's my 3-step process to setting your own standard of operation into You Incorporated. So step 1, actually write down top 10 characteristics that you expect or want in other people. Now, these are characteristics, so the things that they do, things that they exemplify, it could be things like loyalty, it could be kindness, it could be being a giver, it could be very intelligent, EQ or IQ, whatever it is, right? So pick your top 10, write it down. Now, step number 2 is look at that same exact list and honestly, be brutally honest, ask yourself for every single one, do I have this quality? And not only do I have this quality, but between the scale of 1 to 10, how much do I really have this quality? Am I a 10 out of 10? Am I always 110% operating in this mode? Or do I sometimes get knocked off? Now, be honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, you can't really do anything. So just be honest, right? Go through each and every single one of those. Rate yourself 1 through 10, and then on step 3, look at your top 3, just like the worst that you're doing in. Maybe you have a 3 out of 10. You're like, oh, honestly, I'm not so much of a giver, let's say. So it's a 3 out of 10. So put giver at the top. And then on that sheet, and you do 3 of these, right? Your top 3 in which you can improve on. On this sheet, you write down 1, an action step, in order to get you more towards this characteristic. So action step could be, you know what, look for an opportunity at least once a week to really be a giving person without me expecting anything in return once a week, and do it, right? So action step, and set it for an actual number of times. I'm going to do this for a month straight. And then maybe next month after that, then I'll do every other day for a month straight, right? So write down an action step that you can do right now in order to become the person who has that characteristics. And then journal out, why do you think that you don't have this characteristic? Or why do you think it's not at the level in which that you should be in or that you want to be in, right? Just be honest, write it out. If you blame somebody, just write out, you know what, it's because I've been jaded because this and that, right? And then at the end of it, tell yourself, well, why that is not a good reason to not have this characteristic that I so seek in other people. Then at the end of that page, I want you to write an affirmation that you're going to tell yourself on a daily basis. So if giver is one of them, you can say something like, I, Tina Leader, am a giver, and I give without any expectation of anything in return. I give for the sake of giving, right? So say that's my affirmation. I say to myself every single morning until it's really, not only am I just saying it, you have to believe it, you have to feel it, and you become it. So you do this for all 3 characteristics in which you need to improve on. I actually go through this exercise every few months or so just to retouch and get ignited with who I truly want to be. And it does good to visit back, especially step 2 and step 3, right? It's like, where do you feel that you are? And it even helps if you ask a friend, where do you feel that I am right now? You know, a third party who's unbiased and who wishes nothing but the best for you. Ask those people, where am I really at in terms of this characteristic or that characteristic? Can I improve on it? And how much on a scale of 1 to 10, where do you think I am, right? And then, of course, just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. You can do this exercise so many times. I do it every quarter or so of every year, and it's so helpful for me. So hopefully it's helpful for you. Please subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.